your notes in Italian, yeah? That's how you were practicing.
My notes from Italian.
Buongiorno.
Do you know what it is, Ray? You say that, but on the plane, I was on the bus that took us from the plane to the terminal. There was some British lads. I think they were Arsenal fans. I'm pretty sure I saw Gunnar's badge. Anyway, and they were talking amongst each other, and one of them goes, do you remember Jay from In Between Us?
Mm-hmm.
Jay,
which just sounded Jay, like it. Is he the one that completed everything?
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, he's done that, mate. Yeah, completed that, mate. All that stuff.
Yeah.
And this guy sounded exactly like him when he said his mate asked him something along the lines, "Oh, what are you going to say? Yeah, what do you know in Italian?" And he goes, "Mate, just go up to a bird, right? Go up to it and say Buongiorno, Sweetart." Do you know what I mean? As soon as he said that, I was like,
completed,
mate. From it. Yeah, done it, completed it. As soon as, but the thing is, he looked like him as well, so it's kind of like, well, looks like humor is all you have, sir.
Ouch.
Yeah.
If he is listening, yes, you.
If he was listening, yes, you guy. No.
So how was your time, by the way? Did you enjoy it? Oh,
it was fun, yeah.
Let's not get into the result, but how was it? The whole thing of being bucket list stadium, seeing San Siro, seeing your team play at the San Siro.
It was good. It was, apart from the result, because that was what it was at the end of the day. I can't really, stay mad at that because of the overall experience of being there and so on. It was fun. I mean, that stadium is it's huge. Right? Yeah, it's huge. The thing is with the stadium, it's huge from the outside, as you've seen it on videos and stuff like that. But then when you're actually inside, it's not even that big. Like it doesn't feel that big because maybe the seats are a little bit sort of steeper, and you can. But the viewing, it seemed like the viewing from any of those seats in the stadium were going to be incredible.
Fantastic.
But the only problem that we had with our seats was, yes, they were good. We could see like the whole pitch from the sort of corner angle, but we had bars, because they had the like little steps to go up.
Yeah.
So obviously they had the metal bars across, and sometimes it just felt like we were ducking and diving, trying to see. You know what I mean? It just.
Why didn't you stand up, bro? Stand up.
No, because we couldn't, because there was people behind us, and this is the thing now. So yeah, you should, shouldn't you? But this is the thing now. So when the penalty happened, the Interfans, because obviously that's where we were sat, the Interfans just sort of like launched themselves at these bars, and the people behind us just went absolutely off it. They were just shouting, they're like, "Oh, get off the bars!" I'm guessing they were saying "get off the bars" in Italian, because after the shouting, they came off the bars. So I'm guessing that's what they were saying.
Yeah. Say, we paid money too.
Yeah, but the thing is, they respected it. Like, no one turned around to be like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" Because obviously they were Italian, so they're never going to do that. But
the thing though, as well, just quickly on, they respected it. Don't you feel like you can go to another country and watch a football team, watch a football game, and support the opposite team? So like support the away team with the home fans. And I feel like only in England are they kind of more or less segregated away and the home end, and there's the effing and blind and the sticking up fingers, the waving, the so on and so forth. When I mean waving, I don't mean waving as like, "Hi friend," more like,
"Hello friend,
geezer, shut up, you cunt."
Making a
like that guy
jerking off gesture.
Buongiorno, sweetheart.
The sweetheart in it. It's with a lack of H from the Cockney accent. Sweetheart. No, you're right though. You're right, because I was obviously, I joked about before I left with my dad, because I want my dad. I joked about it, and I was like, "Oh well, I'm not gonna wear an Arsenal top around Milan, especially on game day and all that stuff." Again, because I didn't know what to expect. You just you think the worst, don't you? Because the Interfans, you've seen them during their matches, especially Champions League, they go absolutely off it. So I was a bit skeptical, but then I was like, "Do you know what? Nah, screw this. I'm here to support my team." So I went out, I put my Arsenal cap on, and literally throughout the whole day, I just had the cap on, and in the middle of Milan, just walking around. But when we went to the actual centre, like to the tourist bit, that's there was a lot of Arsenal fans there who had obviously travelled maybe that day or the day before and waiting for the match. So after I saw them, I was like, "Do you know what? Okay, these guys are brazenly walking around with an Arsenal top on. Like, people can see that. That's what they're doing." So I was like, wearing a hat, it's not a problem. And then on the train going to San Siro, which is like the last stop on that little metro ride, again, just full of Interfans, just a sea of blue and black Interfans, and just me with my red Arsenal cap on, just standing out like a sore thumb, like literally like a sore thumb, just standing out. But Again, nothing. They were fine. We joked around even when we went to the stadium about like when a couple of hours early, just to make sure that we were going to get there on time and get the seats properly and all that stuff. We started chatting to some Italian fans, and they were just they were fine. They were like,
they're human too.
Yeah, they're human too, and again, it's funny the universal language of football because even though the guy never spoke English that well, again, he obviously knew the players, the Arsenal players standard, so he started naming a few, and then when he came to Saka, he started holding his hamstring. He was like, "Oh, Saka, always doing this," and I was like, "All right, yeah, you're right." But again, it was funny. Exactly, it was funny. So,
how do you say "shut up" in Italian? Anyway, I don't even know.
I don't even know how you say.
I only know a swear word in Italian, and that's thanks to our mutual friend.
I can ask the resident Italian speaker. 1 second, please.
Oh, does she speak Italian?
How do you say "shut up" in Italian? Basta? Yeah, basta is like enough sort of thing. So that could work. Basta. Do you know, it's how, if you do with the Italian, hand accent.
Come together, basta.
Yeah, you have to have the hand accent. So, but yeah, like I said, there was no troubles at all, even at the end when everyone was walking out. Huh? Taidito?
Tell her to grab a mic. Tell her to grab a mic.
Saidito. Stai? Ri? Zito. Oh, that sounds more, but stai
right, listen,
zito.
do not do that until you say it. Don't say it. That sounds even better. We can't hear what she's saying.
Okay, yeah, I was going to repeat
you
it.
Going, stai, die.
I'm trying. It doesn't really work on a podcast, does it? Yeah, stai zito. Yeah, so it sounds. But to be honest, basta
sounds a bit more like
basta, all that stuff. Yeah, but again, it's the universal, isn't it? Like, as soon as you mentioned that, you start having a bit of a laugh, and that was it. And he sat down, and we just enjoyed the game. And obviously, in European stadiums, you can actually drink in the stadium.
Yeah.
You can actually have a beer in the stadium, and then the guy was walking around with, obviously, like literally with,
so like a serve. Fantastic.
Exactly.
You don't even have to miss any football whatsoever. Just sit
literally
there.
Well, unless he stood right in front of you. Cheers, mate. Thanks, pal. Yeah, thanks.
Wow, you really had to dodge around on that one.
Yeah, €6. Thanks, bro. Do I get 50% of that back just for you? So, but yeah, it was nice.
Back, Sweetart?
Yeah, Sweetart. Can you move out the way, please? But it was. It was a very good experience, to be honest. Like you said, it's different to here. Whereas here, it's a bit more like like you're going to the doctors, as in like you go in there to do one thing and then you're going back home. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's it. Like, watch the match, don't talk to anyone, go home. Whereas here, no one cared. We literally had 2 Albanians behind us, and they were like swearing in Italian and stuff, but they were still having a laugh and a joke with us. Right in front. When the score was like, I started nudging, I was like, whatever.
Yeah, get off me.
Wanker Sorry, bastard.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I knew what you meant, but that was bilingual.
But like I said, overall, it was brilliant. The only genuine thing last thing I'm going to say on the whole thing was, unless obviously you do have specific questions, by the way, which I will hold your Q&A at the end.
The only thing, Q&A at the end, please, it's like a TED Talk.
Exactly. No, the only thing that I didn't like was, obviously I posted something on Threads. It was obviously me and then the stadium behind me sort of thing, but I had like a dual scarf, into Arsenal scarf, because it was a Champions League match, so they had that sort of dual. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're selling them there.
It was proper official stuff as well. It wasn't like someone made it in the in the house or whatever, in the back alley or whatever it is. So I bought one and I put it up, and literally the guy goes, "I would never buy a half and half scarf." And I'm like,
"Who's the guy?"
I don't know, some guy called Goon and Nick. Nick, right? This is literally as much as you're ever going to get on air ever. Why? Why would you do that? And then you click on it. It's like
clear
season ticket holder. It's like, all right, man. Like you must be the most fanatic Arsenal fan I've ever met. It's like, don't buy a half and half scarf. Okay, but I'm there in the stadium, in the Interfans end, with my Arsenal cap on, supporting my team. I don't understand what the problem is. And obviously when the scarf was on, it was on the Arsenal side. So
it doesn't even matter though. It's a good memory for you to have as well. Like, it's a good memory for you to have and to go there. Fair enough, you'll say, like, look, kids, this is when Daddy went all the way to San Siro to watch his team get beat 1-0.
1-0, exactly.
And I had a Sweetart selling beer in front of me. I had a metal bar when I had to go up and down now and again. But you know what? They were decent. And a couple of Albanians who were just...
It was worth it. It was worth it, yeah. Ducking and diving, I think bobbing and weaving, right? I genuinely think I hurt my neck.
Sounds like amazing, to be fair. Like we've said even on the group chat, it is a bucket list stadium. We'd love to do it. And, who knows when the opportunity comes, but it's something like you did the right thing of not letting it pass you by, because, you never know when you're going to get another chance to go to the San Siro.
No,
it's not like it's down the road where you can be like, oh yeah, let me just go watch my team.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it was something that you kind of have to plan better than what I planned. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because it was sort of like...
You stayed extra as well, though, didn't you? You stayed a couple of days after.
And that was the thing as well. Like, I don't even want to get into the whole Ryanair and low cost and genuinely low cost, because it is falling apart as a plane. But anyway... So it was just the ticket combinations that played a major factor in it, which sort of like took the shine off the whole experience a little bit. But then once I was there, I was like, shit, I'm here, man. I'm at San Siro. Do you know what I mean? I'm in Milan.
No, absolutely.
And again, it's just a lovely city as well, by the way. In general, it was a nice city.
Love to go, but never been.
So it was really nice. Obviously, the food was just excellent everywhere we went. Just brilliant food. But yeah, that was the main negative, really. The guy on Threads going, I would never buy a half and half scarf. It's like, all right, I did. You didn't have to. So, and I'm here now watching my team. What are you doing right now? So
literally, your comment should have been to him, I would never buy. You didn't.
Yeah, I did. Clearly, look at the picture. Thank you for your observation.
Thank you. Yeah, you're very observant.
Thank you for your observation. But anyway, Rick, obviously we're here to talk about one thing really, and this is going to be the bulk of the pod.
Yes.
Because I don't really care about any other teams.
I don't really care about. But to be fair, we're going to mention a little bit of very quickly on City losing
Liverpool
again.
Oh yeah.
Liverpool.
A bit of Liverpool, a bit of City. Okay. So top four basically. We're going to talk top four.
Top four. Nottingham Forest in that case as well.
No, actually they dropped, didn't they? I think it's... I
don't know if they dropped, but before we played, Nottingham Forest were fourth. So obviously before we played
they lost, didn't they?
Chelsea
they
was
lost
6th and Arsenal was 7th. But yeah, no, they got beat. They got beat handsomely by Newcastle, by the way, as well.
Yeah, so Villa got beat, Forest got beat, and that puts Chelsea 3rd, Arsenal 4th.
I can't believe we're 3rd. I cannot believe we are 3rd.
Well, I mean, okay. Interestingly that you say that though, Rick, because, it kind of goes to the point that I made yesterday in the group chat. It's like, Arsenal dropped points and, wasted opportunity. And I'm thinking, but why is it not a wasted opportunity for Chelsea to win a point? Like, sorry, before you jump in with your transition period, right? No. Stop that. You've had that shit for 6 years now. This is it.
Let's say that at all.
This is it now, right? So the way I look at it is, you've put a good team together, and genuinely you have put a good team together. When they're firing on all cylinders and everyone's playing together, they're a very good team, and you can't deny that. So how is it different between Arsenal and Chelsea? I mean, considering Arsenal haven't been on a good run in the last 6 games, so it's like, you kind of have to take Chelsea seriously now, right?
That's the only thing I think it is, because you haven't been in a good run. It sells papers, because everybody was saying this is a must-win. If you're going to win, if you're going to be anywhere near the title, this is a must-win. This is a must-win. And I think that's the only reason why as well. It's triggering words for Arsenal fans, for people to get on, like your friend with a double scarf there, who's like, why has he bought half and half scarf, not double scarf? Get him triggered, get him vexed, get him to become a keyboard warrior again. But I think that's the only reason. Nobody expected Chelsea to be 3rd. Like when Maresca took over, we thought, flipping heck, here we go. Another guy who's come up from the Championship. We got rid of Poch to bring this guy in. We're bringing a Championship manager. Here's another Graham Potter.
Maresca played well though, didn't he? Like because when you look at Pochettino, I've never been a big fan of his style anyway. Even when he was at Tottenham, I know he changed the team, but the thing is, he changed the Tottenham team that were just outdated anyway. Do you know what I mean? So he didn't do what a Pep has done, or what a Wenger did, or what a Mourinho did. Do you know what I mean? He hasn't been on that level of change. So when Maresca obviously came in, it's like, okay, well, he plays good football. He's got the players that he needs. So surely he's put it together.
The only bit for me was a bit sceptical on my part was, is he another Graham Potter who, yes, he's playing decent football at Brighton, but nobody's going to respect him when he comes to Chelsea because he's not won anything.
True.
He's brought Leicester up, but even with Leicester, like, they scraped the league towards the end of it. They won the league, so I guess you can't call it scrape, but scrape the wins towards the end, putting things together. And even Leicester fans were saying how stubborn he is and he'd never change his style. And it's a little bit what we saw yesterday. yesterday, day before. What today? Today's Monday. Yeah, what we saw yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday, yeah, Sunday, yeah.
And then obviously what we saw at Liverpool and at Man United, a bit of I'm only going to play my way, but I'm going to be afraid of counter-attacks and I'm going to keep 4 to 5 players in defence. And that's the only thing I think. But to answer your question, why Arsenal? I think that is the main reason why.
Just the
get
narrative
people
then.
vexed. And also the other bit is nobody expected Chelsea to be where Chelsea are at the minute.
True.
I don't think anybody expected Arsenal to lose to get 2 points from 4 games. Is that what it is? Lost at Newcastle, lost at Bournemouth, and 2 draws. No.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so we drew Liverpool and we lost to Bournemouth.
Liverpool. Yeah, sorry, Liverpool, I didn't know where the third game was or the fourth game, whichever way you look at it.
I always forget about Liverpool. Even I was listening back to our old podcast, the old episode, and I was like, wait a second, how did we miss Liverpool? That was actually a very big game, to be honest. But so it goes to show that it wasn't even the Liverpool. Even though we drew, all we talked about was the loss at Bournemouth, because the draw at Liverpool was like, okay, with the makeshift back line that came up at the end, obviously at the end, we played quite well, to be fair, and they only equalised during the end of that match, so it's not, you can't really say, it doesn't really stick to your mind, whereas the Bournemouth one was more of an anomaly, same as the Brighton. It's like, okay, well, we lost, Brighton, down to 10 men, and let's not get into the whole that thing again, but
let's not get into that.
No,
we're going
too far back.
Another thing is, you had your best 11. Would you consider that you being your best 11 effectively? Martinelli, Saka, pretty much that was the team that got you second last year.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, 100%. And
apart from Timber, because obviously you had Timber in there last year, you didn't this year.
He was injured, yeah. Obviously Ben White's still doing his thing. He's still doing well, but I think again, it still hasn't 100% recovered from his injury yet. Like to be the old Ben White, you know what I mean? The sort of the fearless guy. Now, when you watch him in matches, especially in the Chelsea matches, it just seemed like he had a bit of sort of a bit of fear about him. A bit of he was sort of a bit more withdrawn than usual. But even at the same time, he did make Cole Palmer scared of him, and I saw it twice. I even messaged in the group, and it was just hilarious, because the thing is with Palmer, real quick, he was screw facing at everyone else, like, oh wait, the Loftus look, as I mentioned. He was doing all that, but then when it came to Ben White, he didn't do that. It's like he started off and he saw it was Ben White, and then he changed his face.
I'm disappointed on the Palmer thing. Like, I'm more disappointed by the coach. Like, first 10 minutes, Cole Palmer was running the show. He was up and down, getting the ball, passing it, moving it, had that shot where the keeper had to make a save. And you think to yourself, okay. And then all of a sudden, they weren't passing to him. Like, I felt like my team did not trust to give him the ball if a player is closing him down. Like, this is one bit I disliked about my team in 3 matches against the big boys, the United, the Liverpool, and because obviously we won't talk about City because that was the first game of the season. But the big boys, United, Liverpool and Arsenal yesterday, was we were afraid to put bodies forward. We were afraid to, commit to our attacking style. We were afraid to trust our own selves, to be like, we know what we're doing. We're going to do this play. Yes, it's going to go left and right, left and right, left and right, but then it's going somewhere rather than just CDM keeps it and plays around with it at the centre-back. When Caicedo had the ball, Colwill and Fofana were behind him at all times. And I was like, well, come on, man. Let Fofana have the ball. Caicedo, you move further up. And that's the problem we had with playing Lavia and Caicedo, both of them being a 6. Neither of them kind of gave you that support going forward. Jackson was isolated with 2 defenders on him.
He was,
Cole Palmer
and obviously
wasn't getting passes, so it was disappointing for me. Like, honestly, it was really disappointing that tactically we didn't change. And another thing as well, very quickly, is why are wingers not swapping sides, by the way? Why do they never swap sides? Why must Madueke always go down the right-hand side? Why does, who's the other guy, Neto, always go down the left? Why didn't you swap now and again? Just be like, let me have a go at Ben White. Let me have a go at Timber. Swap. I remember when players used to do, Ian Robin and Damien Duff, if I stick to my team only, used to swap all the time, like chop and change. You'd be to yourself, good. So the defender's thinking about something else now. You can do your homework on Saka as a left back, as a Cucurella. But then obviously, what's his name? Martinelli comes over. He's not going to cut inside all the time. He's going to try and go around you. So you have to think differently.
It changes the whole play.
Change your style, changes your play, changes your mentality, your preparation, the way you're standing, the way you're sitting, your body language, not sitting, but the way you're standing, the way you're moving. And on that game, I kept screaming all the time, more from Chelsea's perspective, of course, swap sides. Neto, can you just go on the left? And when he eventually went, not on the left, sorry, on the right. Eventually, when he went on the right, he cut into his left and he had a shot.
Yeah,
and obviously led to a goal. Because up to that point, I was getting so frustrated with Neto. Every time he got the ball, he passed it back. I don't even know if you heard commentator was saying Chelsea fans are starting to lose their cool with Neto because every time he gets it 20 yards back. Now and again, he'd go forward, but I expected much more from him.
I think that was your best player, to be honest. I don't know how Cucurella got the man of the match. I mean, I understand that he shut down Saka a little bit, but I personally, I think Neto, if anyone should have got it, should have been Neto, really, because he was your best player. He made things happen. He made them runs, even though. But the thing is, when you've got no supporting cast, and like you said, when you've got Jackson, he's been blocked in the centre by Gabriel and Saliba. You know what can you do? You can't ask any more from Jackson than that. You know, he's not that guy. When them two shut down Haaland, who's obviously arguably the best striker in the world right now, what do you think they're going to do to Jackson? So the problem was the issue was for both teams. I feel the wings weren't utilised enough, especially coming from Saka's side. They weren't utilised enough. I felt like the whole match was sort of played in the centre of midfield, and they sort of, in a way, cancelled each other out because they were both a threat going forward. Even though they were a bit apprehensive, they were both a threat going forward. Yeah. And again, if the game was a little bit more open, I'm sure we would have seen a few more goals. But the fact that they just sort of cancelled that midfield out,
it was a boring match. It was too much.
It wasn't. I wouldn't say it was boring like that, because you've seen worse matches, obviously.
I've seen much worse matches, but I didn't live to the hype and the expectation, did it?
But there was phases throughout that match where you think, oh, okay, this could get exciting. But then again, they were just a bit scared of each other in a way.
Out. You're right. There were phases, but it fizzed out.
Yeah, Chelsea was sort of like, again, maybe that whole thought of, I can't believe we're here, oh my God, like almost fumbling that, I can't believe I've got it now, do I let it go? No. Arsenal are at the opposite. They're like, shit, we can't afford to lose this game, we need to win. And you know, it's 2 points dropped for both teams as far as I'm concerned. I don't think anyone, there was no winners or losers there. They were both, if anything, losers there, because they could have put space between each other.
I felt like we should have beat you
on the teams above.
Like honestly, like the way you guys have been for the past 3-4 games, I felt like we should have put everything we could, put all our eggs in that basket and just attack, and score more goals than you. Basically, just do that. Play our style.
Yeah, that's it.
Play the style that we've been playing with everybody else. But again, the manager was scared of counter attacks, and therefore he kept bodies in behind. I think Gary Neville or whoever was on commentary even mentioned it, saying, it looks like Chelsea are afraid of the counter-attack. So what happened at Liverpool? What happened at United, which led to the penalty? So we're keeping bodies behind. And I was just like frustrated more than anything else, because I really would like to have seen our attack against your defence effectively, to see what could have happened. But we didn't put enough body forwards. Every time we had the ball, we probably attacked with 4 players when you had everybody back. Whereas the other way, you had Declan Rice, who had a broken toe, foot, whatever he had broken, running up and down the pitch. You had Odegaard dictating, orchestrating it, and that pass as well that he made as well. How calm he was just to cross the ball in, just unbelievable. Just
considering he's been away for 6 weeks, by the way. For 6 weeks, and he came in and did 90 minutes or 90 plus minutes, and then just did them passes at the end. It was just unbelievable. He's incredible. He's a great player, and I think obviously going back to the original point was that yes, this was the best 11 that we could field right now. Maybe you could include Calafiori in that, but I wouldn't say, oh, he makes us better or whatever. You know, I would say this was the strongest 11 that we could field out. And again, it's good, but it's worrying at the same time, because speaking about the points that you were making there about the attack, Chelsea being afraid of the counter-attack, it's like, well, if you shut down Martinelli and Saka, which they did, I thought quite effectively, to be honest. Maybe Saka more than Martinelli, because Martinelli did have some runs up and down that wing, but nothing came of it. No. So again, once you shut them down, going down the middle, again, it's only Havertz. And if you just block Odegaard's pass to Havertz, for example, to Rice, that's it. There is no counter-attack effectively. So this leads back to the overall issue with my team, is the lack of striker. And so in hindsight, Chelsea shouldn't have been afraid of a counter-attack, because
no, definitely.
Because the way that we've been playing, there hasn't been anything there. Yes, we have the players to do it. They have done it many times before, no doubt. But right now they're just not firing right. They're not firing right.
They're not firing right at all.
Yeah, they're not firing right at all.
My teams, I felt like Cucurella previous games was playing quite high up. This time he was a bit afraid to go and attack forward and support the front, because again, like you just said, the counter attacks and Saka. But no, for me, going on to why did he get man of the match, I felt he was fantastic. apart from the bit that I would like to have gone a bit higher up, defensively he was great. Passing, I don't think he put a foot wrong. He did have Saka on lockdown. I think Saka went past him once, and that way he went around him. But all game he had Saka on lockdown. Whereas Gusto, because he kept going forward, nobody dropped into cover for him, a Caicedo or Lavia, which allowed the freedom for Martinelli and Martinelli's pace to go ahead and do what Martinelli does. Which I'm surprised he scored, by the way. I'm disappointed keeper should have saved that for me. I don't know what you saw, but what you thought, actually, not saw, but the keeper most certainly should have saved that. You don't get beaten on your near post. I'm sorry, but you just don't get beaten. Graham Potter on a analysis afterwards, he was saying Sanchez backs himself. He wants to give you a bit of extra space so that he can get to the ball if it's on the far corner. Bro, protect your near post first and foremost. Don't worry about the far corner. Like, if you get beaten on the near post, you get questions asked, and rightly so. Like that's what you need to protect.
That's the sort of goal that you score in FIFA, really, isn't it? Where you just take it all the way there and you think, you know what, I'm just going to shoot, and most of the time it'll go in because it's a game. But then, yeah, you're right. When you think of a real goalkeeper, you think that's your first job. That's your first priority. Is your nearest post.
That's it. And he's made mistakes. He made mistakes at United.
He's got mistakes in him. He's got mistakes. He does.
That's the thing. We can't afford, because our defense is not that great, and we are not scoring enough goals to be like, okay, we can override the keeper's mistakes.
You're not compensating for his mistakes. And the thing is though, again, so this is why I say I understand why the narrative was more on Arsenal than Chelsea, because of these reasons. It's like, he's inherited a team. Sanchez is not Maresca's buy, and maybe he has a different goalkeeper in mind that he wants, that does the job that he does. So again, so this is why I understand, even Chelsea fans will use that and say, well, it is a transition period, and I can't believe we are where we are. You can't have a transition period for nearly 10 years, for 6 years, 5 years, whatever it is, with all that money being spent. So my point being that, yes, there is still stuff to change for Chelsea, but as far as I'm concerned, they're a top 4 team right now. There is no
we're playing like a top 4 team. Yeah,
the top 4 ranking right now, as it sits, I think that is the top 4 that the season's going to end with. I don't think anyone else is going to come close to that.
I don't think it'll come in that order, though. I think
unless there's a meltdown.
I think you guys will finish above us.
Sorry, rather than the order, I mean, those are the teams. 1 to 4, yeah. Those are the teams that are going to finish top 4, because they're playing the best football right now. With Newcastle, yes, we lost, fair enough. But again, we just didn't create enough. There was no one to finish anything. So same with Chelsea. It's like if we had someone a bit more of a focal point, like another danger, and Havertz playing behind the striker sort of thing, or Odegaard playing behind the striker, then it could have been different. I'm not saying it would have. It could have been. Same with Inter as well. Like, they dominated for the first 5 minutes. We took over. We just completely dominated the whole match. 46 crosses altogether from corners, and just obviously from outfield play. Did any of them finish? No, it was 0. So, yes, performance was great, but it's results that we're looking for right now, which again, I can't contradict my own self, where it's like, bad performances and then you get the results, that doesn't count. So the same thing happens on the reverse. It's like, yes, I'm glad that we've got the performances, but now we need the results. So we need to find that balance of what we need to do. But there was a couple of points that I did write down, obviously. For some reason, I wrote down here a lot of diving by Chelsea, but I don't know whether...
Who's diving?
See, this is the problem when I don't write the example, right? Because I'm not going to mention that. Maybe I was peed off at the referee at that particular point in time.
I don't remember any Chelsea player going down and getting anything.
There was a couple of diving. I think maybe Colwill was doing a couple of things from his end. But anyway, so the point...
Yes, okay, I see what you mean, because I thought that one on Colwill. I think it was a set piece that you had on the left-hand side, and Declan Rice overhit it. And it was where Colwill went down on the 12-yard line. Not 12-yard line, like edge of the box line. He went down, and I thought to myself, just get up, bro. Like, even if you have been fouled, try your best to keep going, to try and get that ball. Because I'm of that mindset.
I'm of that mindset. Like, as obviously I'm not a footballer, but if a footballer, that's what I want to see from them. It's like, yes, if you're falling, you're in the penalty box, right, great, get down. But if you're not there, sort of thing, or close to, stand up. You've got a better chance of actually, of getting it.
But with Colwill, it was just more going down. I felt like as if, the referee's going to give me something here because we're afraid of Arsenal set pieces. Like, Arsenal hasn't done anything with its set pieces for the past 4 weeks or 4 games. So can we just get back on?
It's all a legend. It's all a legend at this point.
That was last
it's a
year's
myth.
stuff. You know what I mean? That was last year's stuff. This is different.
It's a myth, like a golden Pokemon card.
I've been very disappointed, Mick. I don't really have much to say on Chelsea. Obviously, I'll hear what you points have to say, and I'll give my opinion on them as well. But overall, I've been very, very disappointed with playing the way we played again. I go back to
disappointed.
Liverpool, Man United,
surprised.
and Arsenal.
I'm surprised that you use the word very, to be honest.
No, I'm disappointed. I am, because I was expecting a lot. I was expecting a lot more from this game, and the way we started, that intensity just fizzed out. And it wasn't because of what you did. It's just more what we did. We just stopped putting bodies forward. What we didn't do was attack. We just stopped putting bodies forward. Like, even our mutual friend who said, you look clueless on the final third. You look clueless because there was only one player in the box. Nobody around the outside the box, and the two wingers. Everybody else was like probably halfway line holding the ball and trying to keep this line to avoid counter-attacks. And I was just like, that's not the way to play football. You can't have 3 players attacking 8. And effectively, that's what it was. You had all your back 4, you had all your midfielders back, apart from, what's his name? Havertz, who's still at the top. So that's why I'm very disappointed, because in the first 5 minutes, I was like, here we go. Come on, come at me. And then all of a sudden...
Yeah, like I said, I'm surprised that you used the word very disappointed, because I'm just again,
you were there for
repeating,
the taking.
Considering everything so far. But yeah, I get it. You know, you wanted the win, and it was there for the grabbing. You know, you could have stuck the knife in a little bit further in there, but it is what it is.
But don't you think another thing though as well? Same at Man United, we were so flat until we conceded, we're behind, and we're like, oh, actually, we need to get up and score a goal now. What was going on? And again, that mentality, we shouldn't have to wake up once we've conceded. We should, especially for our home and against these teams, be motivated enough to just attack and score that goal first, to not wait to concede and then be like, actually, do you know what, lads, let's go and get an equaliser. And you're like, what are you doing here? Come on.
I mean,
I can't afford any more grey hairs.
I think in February this year, wasn't it? I think when we played Chelsea, and it was that the one where it was 5-0, where Havertz scored a couple of goals. So I think
he slapped us 5-0.
But the thing, it was the same players, or near enough the same players that are obviously, you know, on the pitch. So that could still play on their minds. And again, playing that sort of expansive football, it led to that 5-0 defeat. You know what I mean? So again, that could also be something that they could be thinking about in the back of their mind. But that's where the coach comes in, and eventually he will
let us go.
You got to. But again, young players, and unfortunately, psychology doesn't develop as fast as the physical state. So you know, it's very rare players that get the brain and the build for football. So yeah, for me, the sort of what I wanted to touch upon, which I was quite happy about, to be fair, you know, was Madueke getting a yellow card for delaying the start. For delaying, I think it was.
Yes.
I think that was a free kick
Timber,
as well, wasn't it?
It was a free kick. You know, it was a throw-in, I think, or was it a free kick that we thought was ours?
You're right. It was a throw-in.
It was a throw-in. Yeah.
So I was quite happy to see that, because I want players to get booked for that, by the way, as we've already discussed. But I'm just glad to see that, you know, some sort of precedent has been set, and some referees are following them. So it's like, all right, cool. I can agree to that. If you're just going to be fair, it's ludicrous. It's ridiculous. But if you're going to do it, just be fair. Do it across the board. So I was quite happy about that. But like you said, I mean, apart from that, it was, you know, a few offsides here and there from Havertz. You know, obviously the goal. That goal was offside, even though he shushed the whole ground.
Shushing the fucking ground.
Don't shush the ground. Don't shush the ground, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. So, but yeah,
I don't mind you celebrating, by the way. Just quickly on that one, I don't mind an ex-player coming and celebrating, because, you know, as fans, we give him stick, we chat shade, blah blah blah. It's fine. But shushing the ground, like, come on, mate, what are you doing?
Yeah, don't shush the ground. Yeah, don't shush the ground. Like, just at least wait until the goal has gone in first before you shush the ground. Yeah. So come on now, please. But yeah, I mean, yeah, some of the notes that I've got here, like obviously we talked about Cucurella being man of the match, which is a bit like, all right, fair enough.
For me, I agree.
You seem to agree. That's fine.
I agree. Him get man.
I just don't think you know, the fact that he had Saka on his side and kept him a bit quiet. I just don't feel like, you know, that's enough to warrant. But like you said, you know, he did go forward. He did help the team on that side.
Yeah, I don't think he put a foot wrong, to be fair, mate. Like everybody else may have made a missed pass now and again, a few interception, but he was consistent with everything: intercepting, tackling, winning headers. balls played forward, accuracy on the passing. I'll have to look at the full stats, but I don't think he put a foot wrong once, Cucurella. He was very, very good. But another thing, very quickly, while we're talking about one left back, let's go to the other winger. Ballsy move by Maresca to leave Reece James out, to leave the club captain to be like, do you know what? You don't get to play this game.
It's ballsy. It really is ballsy,
that
to be
really
honest.
goes to show that he's effectively like, I don't care who you are, tactically, because he got interviewed as well. There's a big, is Reece James okay because you got left him out? And that's the reporter asking him. He went, just tactical. And I thought, fucking hell, my guy.
Yeah, well, there you go.
You must have a pair.
I'm sure there's conversations being had, behind the scenes of the nature of like, what's my role sort of thing. Am I going to be the captain? Or I've been the captain for so long. Do you know what I mean? So I'm sure there's going to be conversations like that being had, and that could also obviously lead to the player not actually making the team. But again, ballsy.
I rated it.
To be honest, I don't think missing Reece James from that team, I don't think he would have actually offered anything more or less, to be honest.
Oh no, not for that. It's just simply because of the stature, club captain, etc., etc. And all of a sudden you're like, no, you don't get to play this big game, which is probably the biggest game of the weekend there. Chelsea-Arsenal, London derby, recent rivalry for the past decade and a half or so.
Yeah, I mean,
you would say between these two teams have
last
been
2 decades, really.
Well, last 2 decades. Yeah, let's go there. Wenger, Mourinho, really, because before last time we were nobody until that Champions League victory where knocked you out and we made it to the semis, got beat by Monaco, but that's Wembridge, Highbury.
That's it. I mean, obviously, the last time we won the league was you guys were runners up at that point, weren't you? At that time, but that was it. And then obviously, from then on, that's it. It's been literally 20 years since that, and it has been a rivalry. If it hasn't, like you said before, if it hasn't been Man United, it's always been Arsenal or Chelsea. Yeah. Like either winning or close to winning sort of thing. Because obviously Liverpool weren't close to doing that shit for a very long time until Klopp came. Obviously, they won the Champions League, which is fair dues, but we're talking about the league specifically. So yeah, it's a game that the players were up for, to be honest. But sorry, they should have been up for, but clearly they weren't from either side. From either side, whether it's fatigue, whether it's like memories of being beaten or whatever it may be, it sort of felt like they were carrying that with them on the field. And yeah, at points it was disappointing as a match. It's like, oh, come on, man, boring. What's with the horseshoe? Just please get through it.
It's the horseshoe football, isn't it? Let's label it as what it is. It's literally a horseshoe football. You think to yourself, what is the intent here? What are we trying to do? There were so many times Chelsea were playing horseshoe football and Cole Palmer was free, and I was like,
I saw Gusto from a corner. He literally took it outside of the Arsenal box and he just sprayed it back to Sanchez, and I was like, what the hell did he do that?
Exactly. This is why I was very disappointed. That's why I use that word carefully and but I use it with pain. I was very disappointed. There was times Cole Palmer was free and not once did the ball come across pitch to Cole Palmer because he found space, moved away from his man marker from Partey, found space, and then nobody would give him the ball. And I was like, either we didn't have the quality or didn't have the confidence in ourselves to kind of ping that ball 30 yards, 40 yards across goal, switch sides. But fatigue, to go quickly on fatigue, we didn't have any fatigue. Our B team played against
against Norway,
His Holiness.
Yeah, was it Armenian side, aren't they?
An Armenian side, yeah. So we smashed them 8-0, but it was B team. So therefore, then what's wrong with these guys? Like, did they lose their freshness? Did they lose their sharpness? What was going on here? Like, because there's definitely not fatigue. You haven't played for a week, so
yeah, true.
All these factors, considering all of them, that's what makes me just a little bit disappointed. But we'll see what happens after international break. Hopefully we come back in, get a couple of victories, because we can't keep drawing matches, especially against the big team. Ideally, I want to see a W somewhere. And I don't mean Spurs, by the way. I mean...
No, of course, come on. Spurs.
Exactly.
They just lost, didn't they?
Even if it's Man United, I want a W against Man United.
Sorry, didn't Spurs just lose to Ipswich, by the way? Real quick, can I just squeeze that in?
Yeah, like I had to
squeeze that in real quick. 2-1 to Ipswich.
They just came in and opened their legs. They've literally gone and opened their legs. Somebody needed a win, and Spurs went.
Please never change. Never change your style of football. We love it. We love to see it. And I always win in my second season, mate. Okay, well, all right. Okay, cool.
We'll see.
So look, there was a couple of things. I was listening to the Arteta interview afterwards. There was a couple of things which you, as a Chelsea fan, because that's the good thing, the dynamic about this podcast. Obviously, we're both opposite fans. So whatever I'm going to say, I want to hear your points. But again,
And vice versa, yeah, absolutely.
But your point as a football fan and not as an anti-Arsenal fan, right?
No, I've never been anti-Arsenal.
No.
Never.
In terms of the rivalry. So, like, there was a couple of things he was asked about, about the game in general, and he was saying, sort of dominated in many phases of the match, and he felt like he was disappointed not to win. Now, I've made my feelings clear about that. I think yes, we did play better in more phases of the game than Chelsea did, but I can't say that we dominated. Do you know what I'm saying? Because
Definitely
again, to use a word like to use a word like dominated, I mean, like, you have to spray the goal. Like, you know what I mean? You have to spray the goal with 30, 40 shots or 20 shots, whatever it is. That's dominating to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, holding the ball.
80% possession.
But no, even...
No, but that's dominating because you dominate in a different way. You dominate in attack or you dominate in possession. But no, I disagreed with him. He angered me, to be fair. That was disrespectful to Chelsea.
That little flop that he did at the end.
We did this. And the flop at the end. What was that about?
I don't know what that flop was. He's trying to be Pep, isn't he?
That's what... Yeah. There's no other words for it. It was like trying to be Pep. You've hit the nail on the head. The whole lay. Why did he even lay down? Just go down on your knees. Like, why is he flopped to the floor fully on his front?
Obviously, that was a Trossard opportunity, wasn't it? Where he sort of fumbled it.
That was your clear chance. Anything other than that, you didn't really dominate in anything else. There was no phases of the game that did Arteta think we were better at this. You played counter-attacking football, and now and again. You were clever on it. Arteta again shows his his high caliber of tactician. You were able to defend deep, but then now and again you would press. So you mixed it up. Whereas Chelsea were very much let's try to hold this possession and pass the ball around. But he angered me with that comment. He angered me.
So this is why I wrote it down.
You just reminded me of the flop as well. The prick.
So this is why I wrote it down, because I heard it and I was like, okay, I understand. Obviously, you want to stick up for your team and give them and boost their confidence, which is fine.
And I think that's what it was. Yeah.
But then I'm looking at the overall match stats, right? And I'll be honest with you.
Go on, read them out because I haven't got them in.
But they're pretty much split down the middle. And if anything, like, again, I know we don't really care about XG, but I'm just going to mention it anyway. So Chelsea had a higher XG than Arsenal did. They had a 1.28 to Arsenal's 0.99. So... Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, who's expected to score more goals? Yeah.
So it was even. If anything, it was even.
Down the middle, bro. Like, you hit the nail on the head.
I'm happy with that. Ball possession, yes, throughout phases. So again, that's why he's used that word in phases rather than this half or this half. Do you know what I mean? He's used in phases. So again, there was times when Arsenal's possession was like 72%, but in the last 5 minutes. So again, if he counts them as phases, fair enough. I can agree to that. But as an overall match where you think beginning to end, which is that's the way you need to look at it. You can't look at it through phases. Oh, well, we tied our shoelaces one time. No, what are you talking about? Just it's either first and second half. Forget your phases. Your phases are for you and your coaches to teach your players. As a fan, as a football, as a concept, it's two halves of football. And as far as I'm concerned, so looking at this, ball possession, 49 for Chelsea, 51 for Arsenal. Goal attempts, 17 for Chelsea, 13 for Arsenal. So again, if anything, Chelsea have a couple of points a little bit more if we're just going to obviously base it on stats. I know we don't anyway, but just so I can get behind this or try and make sense of what Arteta was saying. Like I said, I understand in phases, but 5 minutes in a game,
I think he was emotional. I think he was emotional because obviously he didn't make the winner because of that play at the end. And I think that was your best chance for you to win the game, really. Because the first goal, let's say, okay, you played it well. Keeper should have really saved it. Should have done better. Should not have been beaten at the near post. But that other chance, you really should have scored. I even put it on the chat. I was like, that deserved the goal, that play. Like, or not even deserved the goal is the wrong word, but I said, like, you should have scored there. And I think because of that emotion of him flopping to the floor, getting back up, he felt like he had to come on and be like, yeah, we should have won. We were the better team. That there was no better team there. Like you said, you just read the stats. Everything was split down the middle. He didn't need to make that comment. If anything, he's angered a lot of Chelsea fans by saying we were the better. Because like, did you watch the same game? Like,
if that's what he's going for, that's fair dues. As in, like, okay, that's what you want to do.
But obviously, don't you think that angers Arsenal fans as well? Because Arsenal fans, for them to come out and say we were the better team, Arsenal fans are going to be like, what were you watching for you to think of the better team? Like, we can understand he could be lying to the media to try and.
I can only speak for myself because I know what the majority of Arsenal fans are like. So I can only speak for myself. And the way my eyes work and the way I watched the match yesterday, I don't really tend to agree. I agree with phases where if he's counting them 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever it is, right? That's fair enough because there was
3 minutes.
Statistically, yes, we were on top statistically because the things popped up. So it was there. But yeah, as an overall match, no, I don't really think there is a clear winner out of that or anyone deserved to win because. Going back to the previous points, felt very apprehensive from both of them. So again, I'll just go through some of the other points. Maybe not. I think I asked that first because I knew it would probably anger you a little bit.
Triggered me, if anything, Paul. You've triggered me.
Yeah, triggered you a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I love it. Just like the whole Hazard conversation.
Nothing has triggered me about Hazard.
But Harvey Elliott is better.
We
so
voted,
please,
didn't we? We voted.
Exactly. It's a democracy. That's what we're going for. And this is the perfect example of when democracy does not work, by the way.
Now in Brexit.
Do not let idiots vote, please, please, please.
Yes.
But, so again, stuff like, didn't organise quick enough for Chelsea's goal. So, yeah, which is fair because the ball was sort of like, it was coming back towards Arsenal. And at that point, Saliba was on the left-hand side and Timber was more central. So by the time they were sort of pointing where should be...
That was poor.
Yeah, that was very poor. Yeah, that was very poor.
Why is his centre-back going past the left-back to pressure the ball? That's what he did. He went past Timber, didn't he, to go and put pressure on Cucurella.
He pushed him out, which is fine, but then don't stand there. Then look at Timber and then make that swap straight away because the ball was outside of the box. It was away from play. Do you know what I mean? It was sort of going laterally rather than directly through the middle towards the goal. So swap at that point. Don't just point like, oh, here, but okay, well, if you pointed, no one's looking. You know what I mean? Who's going to move? Because no one knows. So yeah, I think there was that communication error between them. That was definitely not a quick, getting back into position. So
I think Martinelli made switched off as well. I think Martinelli should have really watched the inside line rather than trying to keep and split the inside and the width, because he tried to split the width thinking if he goes out wide I can quickly put pressure on the ball out wide, but really sometimes you have to sacrifice the pass outside not to give the space in the middle. And I think that's what Martinelli got confused with. He was like, do I go centre or do I go wide? Yeah. Or let me split both players so then that way I've got equal distance to travel. But if we focus on the strike, great strike. Keeper didn't see it till late. Otherwise
absolutely.
I think keeper would have saved it as well. But
he had players in front of him.
He had players in front of him and he kind of went through just when it bent knee. But I'm happy with the strike. I'm happy with the pass forward and so on. But if we break it down from an Arsenal perspective, poor defensively, especially from a guy with the experience of Saliba, who was last year arguably the best defender in the league. Started off pretty decent this year as well. You had a very good defence. But yeah, that will anger Arteta. That will anger Arteta as to why he conceded such a goal.
Yeah.
From a shot outside as well. It wasn't kind of.
Like, don't get me wrong, and Jamie Redknapp said this as well, and obviously you know how I feel about Jamie Redknapp's views, but I did actually have to agree with him on this. He even said, like, I don't think it would have made a difference if Saliba got back into his position and Timber went to the left. Probably not. But probably he could have been.
Was your key one there, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if for example, like a Van Dijk is behind you, and obviously you're a Martinelli, for example, and the Van Dijk is behind you, he's always going to shout, like, left, right, go, whatever it is, because he can see the game a little bit better. So maybe Saliba could have done something. Again, I'm not speculating that goal was lucky in any way. No, that was well earned. Great strike from the outside. Yeah, the keeper had players in front of him, but that's the nature of the game. We can't complain about that. So yeah, I think that goal was just pure switch off from Arsenal and communication error, which doesn't really happen that often. Defensively we haven't been bad this season.
No, we've
had other issues. We've had other issues obviously across the pitch, but defensively that's probably one of the only mistakes that I can really name, apart from obviously Saliba taking down what was it, the Bournemouth player Ivan Nilsson when he got the red card. So yeah, again, just no, I'm just saying, like, it's still that's still a mistake, but this was a big one. This was definitely a big one from two.
It's not like, even though when you've conceded goals, you've probably conceded 1, 2 max. I don't even remember you guys conceding 2. Have you ever conceded 2 this year? Have you lost? City, I think. City was 2-2 draw.
Yes, 2-2 draw City and Liverpool. Liverpool as well.
2-2. But everything else has been a 1-0. Newcastle away was a 1-0. Yeah.
Bournemouth
Chelsea
was the
1-1, Inter Milan 1-1, Bournemouth was the same.
1-0, yeah.
So
Yeah.
defensively, you've been pretty sound. And you also think of the lack of communication. I feel like we had a lack of communication for your goal. Like all of our players switched off. Madueke didn't track back on time to be there. You overloaded the right back, and you got the ball. Gusto was stuck. So it's these when you're at this elite level, fine margins makes the difference. So a little bit of communication or a lack of communication could result in an attempt, could result in a goal, could result in something. Yeah. And this is the important. Obviously, this is why you play. Exactly. This is why you get paid the big bucks, to make sure these fine margins are always met and closed up. If at any point there is space, you close that space instantly.
And this is what I said at the beginning about the psychology being, sort of takes a bit more time to mature than the physiology of a player, and again, some players just have it, and some players just wait until until they're 25, 26, and then they start developing a little bit more of a football brain, as in like what their position entails, and again, that is the difference. That's why you pay the big bucks. Like a Saliba, for example, yes, he's an imposing figure, he's a big lad, but he's got brains, and thanks to him and thanks to Gabriel, like you said it before on the podcast. You said one's the muscle, the other one's the brain, and you can clearly see who the brain is. As soon as he's out, it sort of feels like a malfunction. Do you know what I mean? It feels like something is missing, like a proper important chip. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. It was a defensive error, like 100%. There was nothing else to it. But again, that's not taken away from Neto being in the right position. And that's why I thought he would have probably got the man of the match. I don't think anyone from Arsenal, any one player deserved it from Arsenal. If anything, Martinelli had a stretch, but he didn't.
No, but he didn't really do much.
Apart from the goal.
Martinelli did what Neto did, to be fair, mate. Like watching both of them. Neto, like I said, lost the ball a couple of times, passed it back all the time. Martinelli did the same. Apart from the goal, they didn't really do much. You'd want to give it to the person who stands out, and sometimes you think Cucurella, why him? He's a defender, didn't really do much. It's a 1-1 game.
Well, when you think about it, you're right. He was probably the most deserving one.
He was deserving because just being consistent, and that's the only thing, being consistent throughout. But no, I felt like as well, though, on the goal with Neto, I think Neto could see Martinelli's not really going to track in, and he saw that space, and Enzo Fernandez had kind of just gave that simple pass forward into the space where obviously we took advantage and took a goal, took a shot and led to a goal, which is happy days. But now it's international break. Who can be bothered with 2 weeks of
oh god, the Nations League. Oh my god, yeah. We may actually go on a hiatus again, to be honest.
It is literally just pointless.
We'll just talk about movies, because there's a couple of new series that I've been watching and all that stuff. But we'll get to that once, throughout the week, because I'm not talking about no Nations League. I'll be honest with you. No. And to the listeners as well, please.
I even think the football players, like the top guys, have gone like, we're going to pull out of this international break. They're like, I'm injured. Cole Palmer pulled out. Saka pulled out. Rice has pulled out. Who else has pulled out? I think they had a list of a couple that I was going to mention on the pod.
I love it. But
good old Fabrizio shot it on there.
So speaking, just to wrap it up on our derby. Again, just from what Arteta was saying, and the questions were like, from the interviewer, was sort of, what are you going to concentrate on now? And obviously his response was, get the players fit again, which makes sense. Which absolutely makes sense, because right now you've got the players that you need to have, and again, as I said in the previous pods as well, the players that he bought were meant to be squad players, back up to the main players. Now they're back. Get them fit again. That is main priority, and thank God. But apparently, Odegaard has already travelled to Norway, so that's going to be that's going to be a nightmare. But it's Arteta's fault for putting him on for 90 minutes. You know what I mean? But then again, it's like, well, okay, I kind of have to put him on. I can't really just play games.
He's your captain. I'm sure you can have a communication and say to him, listen, I'm putting you on for 90 minutes, but I don't want you to travel.
Yeah.
It's a Nations League, for God's sake. It's not a World Cup qualifier. It's not Euros. Yeah, but you can share that with him. You can share that concern with him. He's the captain. You're the manager. Surely, if they've got that relationship where to concern.
No, but he's the captain of Norway, though.
I get that, but
so he can't really. He can't. I don't know. It must be tricky, to be honest.
Footballers, it must be tricky because club is work, but national team is pride, isn't it?
Is you representing your country. Yeah.
When you're a captain as well, you're making everybody proud. Like I'm sure everybody's proud of him being an Arsenal captain, but captain of your country, it's a different.
Yeah, if the captain's not there for the national country, then for the national team, then what kind of chance do you give the other players to actually turn up and be there?
Yeah, exactly.
So I understand that. Fair enough. It is what it is. But obviously, just real quick on players being fit. Yeah. Yo, listen, mate. You know that toy, yeah?
I need you, yeah. I need you for.
We've got some blue crayons.
Interview afterwards.
We've got some blue crayons if you want me to make it look real for you. So, I could just pop around, Martin, whenever you want, bro.
Yeah,
whenever you want.
Man, like Larry's coming round.
Yeah, just a stamp on your toe. But so talking about players being fit, Saka and Rice, obviously, Arteta was asked about them as well. He said they're not looking good, which is kind of worrying thing to hear from your manager. So I don't know how true that is.
We know that, don't we? Declan had a broken toe, I think. I don't know what digit it was, but they said broken toe. Could play with a broken toe. He'll have an injection and so on. Because when he came off, he kept touching his foot. The camera went over to him for that exact reason, and you can see him touching his foot. Whereas for Saka, what happened? Hamstring again? Like, I don't want to sound like Italian, but was it actually hamstring?
Yeah, it was hamstring, and I found that funny because I was like, damn, I wish I had that Italian's number so I could message him. And be like, and yes, bro, you are correct. Well, can't swear at him if he's being honest, you know. Right?
He's being honest, but he jinxed it for you. He didn't have
true.
He jinxed it for you.
Well, anyway, I tell it shouldn't be a tit really, and you should just go buy a bloody fucking second winger, instead of Saka playing 97 matches or whatever it is in a season. But yeah, I think overall, yeah, just same as yourself. I wanted to win. I'm happy with the draw, even though it means 9 points away from both of us, really, 9 points away from Liverpool now. And Paul Mercer said it in the end, and he said it's better to get it to 6 than 12.
I was literally going to mention him as well. I was going to say what he said there made perfect sense, because if he gets to 12, you're thinking goodbye. If he gets to 6, you're thinking, right, come on, they've still got to play City home and away.
Yeah.
And still a couple of other tough teams. But
there must be some mistakes.
There must be some mistakes fixture when they get back, though, haven't they? They've got Everton away, so if we quickly just look at it. At what... I know that when do they play City? Is it first week back? No, it's not first week back when they play City. They play City... Where is it? Chat amongst yourself. Look at the traffic. Look at the trees as you're driving.
Don't look at the traffic. No, look at the road. Look at the road, people.
So obviously, November the 9th, Villa... Saturday the 9th has been Southampton 24th, so that's it. So they play Southampton on the 24th, then they've got Champions League Madrid at home, then they go City at home on Sunday the 1st, then they travel to Newcastle on the Wednesday, then they play Everton away on the Saturday. So effectively, what's this?
Wow.
Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday. Yeah, Wednesday, Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday. Wow. In a week, they're going to play 4 games. And within the 4 games, they've got Newcastle, City and Everton away. And Everton away is like that huge rivalry between them, isn't it, really? They're both Merseyside teams.
Obviously, we'll do the predictions to those matches closer to the time. But I'll be honest with you, if they beat City, I think the title is theirs. I don't think there's anything, again, unless like a wave of bad luck hits them or something like that. I think if they beat City, they are winning the title, and
without focusing on Real Madrid, but really if you focus Southampton away, you can see them winning that. City at home, if they win that, you're thinking, okay, they're onto something here. And then Newcastle away, if they win that as well, you think to yourself, yeah, these guys are unstoppable.
Yeah, they're the real deal. They are the real deal. By the way, I totally believe that now. It's not like I haven't, I need to see what Liverpool do. No, I believe they are the real deal.
I even put it on the chart, like I was talking to one of the lads, I said, it's theirs to lose. You can't be that many points ahead and just not be like, it's yours to lose. You're ahead. If you win every single game, you win it. It's literally as simple as that now.
Yeah.
So it's theirs for them to be motivated, to be prepared. But now Liverpool, for me, are the favourites to win the league this year. Yes, there's lots of football to be played.
Yes.
Rodri's not coming back. City look clueless without Rodri. Chelsea are nowhere near that. Arsenal maybe in the second half of the season after a window. Maybe after this
Dubai
fitness
trip
levels.
or something.
After a Dubai trip or something, because that's what helped you last year.
Standard.
So we'll see. But now, for me, Liverpool are the favourites to win it.
Good. Well. Okay. Well, that's pretty much all I have on the on the Chelsea Arsenal match. And before we leave, obviously, Man City lost again, and it feels from both teams really, even from Chelsea's side, even though you're not expected to be third, but taking that fight to City and making it that much closer, it should have been. This is why I feel like it's a wasted chance for both teams and not just for Arsenal. Because again, we're talking about a City here. They could even drop down to 4th. this season because they have no clue of what they're doing in the midfield or without Rodri. I'm pretty sure they'll change it again if history serves us right. Then City will go on to win the league. That's just how it works. So yeah. What do you think, Rick? What do you think of City's?
I don't know why they've fallen so bad. Like, what has been going on? I know Rodri's missing, but surely Guardiola would have had somebody else in there, somebody else in mind. If a player misses, he seems to buy players. We gave credit last episode or previous episodes. We said Guardiola buys now for 3 weeks or 3 years, and molds those players into the players that he wants. But I just don't know. They just look clueless against Brighton. They had no fight in them. No fire in the belly in that midfield. Brighton bossed the midfield, attacked with numbers.
They did, yeah.
And I just don't understand why City. What is going on? I like to see what's going to happen against Liverpool. I'm hoping that's a evening kick-off. Anfield under the lights. City Liverpool should be a decent game. Again, recent rivalry since Klopp Guardiola. But for me, just City alone, I honestly don't understand how they've fallen, and I can't see them picking it back up, to be honest with you. Unless Guardiola can get his finger out. But I've got a feeling that they're doing a Red Bull here, where they lose a couple of games, they don't come under investigation, everybody thinks Max has lost it, give McLaren a hint, and then all of a sudden, bang, fastest lap. Paul, bang, fastest lap.
5 times, by the way, in that same Brazilian race, he got fastest lap 5 times. 17 overall, but 5 times he broke his own record. Which is just
it. And it just makes me think, it's
luck, though. It's luck. It's not talent, it's luck, according to Norris. So,
Is that what he said, luck?
That's what he said, yeah, when he was asked about the interview. Real quick, just digressing onto F1 real quick.
Yes, go on.
But yeah, when he was asked at the end of the Sao Paulo GP on what actually happened and stuff, he goes, oh, well, with the rain coming and the tyres changing, they got a bit of luck. It wasn't talent. Talent had nothing to do with it. It was a bit of luck. And seriously, he has rapidly become one of my most hated drivers on the grid right now. And do you know what it is? I actually don't hate any of them apart from Lando Norris right now, because he is a spoiled child. Ever since that whole Ricardo thing, I don't feel sorry for him. Why should I? It's not my problem. It's like, bro, you're his teammate, mate. What are you talking about?
Even if that's not your problem, you don't voice that, do you?
You don't say that out loud, because, Oscar Piastri could literally say the same thing every time he's asked, team orders, can you move away? No, mate, I don't give a shit about what you think.
It's not my
I'm going to win.
Yeah.
And what they're going to do? Are they going to penalise me because we won? No. Do you see what I'm saying? So ever since then... But to say that it wasn't luck, to say that it wasn't talent, I mean, Max, just recap, by the way, you probably saw it, started from 17th, 17th, ended up first, in the rain, and Ocon and Gasly ended up second and third, so it's not even like, Norris was there. So basically what he's saying is, because Verstappen, Gasly and Ocon made the decision to be like, no, we're going to stick on these tyres. They literally said that on the radio. You can hear them say that on the radio. No, we're going to stick on these tyres. They stuck on those tyres and they ended up on the podium position. And Norris, because he couldn't make his mind up, that's it. He got screwed over. Same as George Russell. Like, you didn't your decision making wasn't quick enough, I'm afraid. So that's why you ended up the way you did.
And again,
luck has nothing to do with it. Yeah,
again,
luck has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
No, exactly, because the talent is that these drivers have actually got drivers' brains. As we talk about footballers' brains, they have drivers' brains. Max was like, I'm not going to last very long on these tyres, but you know what? I'll give it a shot anyway. So he gave it a shot, and guess what? He's not first.
That's a slap.
I'm sorry, but you can't take that away from him. That is just talent. There is no luck about it.
He is quality. I just can't stand him as a person.
I know. I just
can't stand him as a person. It's just the way he talks. Again, I think he's a spoiled brat.
But Schumacher was the same. Schumacher talked like an asshole as well. Like, when you actually look back at his interviews.
It's not even the fact that he talks like an asshole. I don't know. There's something about him. I think
it's the Red Bull team.
He played the underdog. He played the underdog before he won. And then since he become a world champion, then it's gone to his head, like instantly. The humbleness has gone straight out.
See, this is the thing now, because even when he started, that's how he's always raced, like a lunatic, like an absolute lunatic. Do you know what I mean? But now, because he's become world champion, and because of the controversy that happened between Lewis Hamilton and the British media on top of that, obviously they've made him out to be this mega dangerous driver, which again, on many instances, yes, you cannot park your car on top of Lewis's car. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, at the corner, you can't do that. So I totally understand that. And that's why obviously I've never really liked him that much. But when I watch him through this season, when he's had his issues and he's a bit more human, do you know what I mean? I'm like, okay, I have to give you your props. You are 100% an excellent driver, and yeah, I will defend a great driver, like regardless of how I feel about him personally. Like you said, personally, he could be
like for me, like
an ass clown. I don't know.
He's just
he could be a lovely person.
Character.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly.
Unless
but the way he
it's a
comes
character
across
for the show, though. Unless it's a
Possibly.
character, that could be Max the racer rather than Max Verstappen, the guy, the family guy, the husband, the father, if he is, I don't think he's a husband, but the boyfriend, the child, the son, etc. But
he could be an excellent person. Again, we don't know that, but I'm saying just obviously in terms of driving that's the thing with Norris. To put down Max's drive, especially at Sao Paulo, which by the way was, in my opinion, his championship drive.
Yeah,
I think he won the championship with that.
Being that stupid with it, putting it down. I'm sure he probably misspoke and saying they were lucky that they stayed out, and then the red car.
There's no luck about it, though, mate. That's what I'm saying. There's no luck about it because it means like 3 other drivers were lucky as well. Like luck only happens once, as far as I'm concerned. To be lucky
stuff like that,
when the other
risk,
3,
though, isn't it? It's a risk.
It is.
We're going to stay till lap 20. Hopefully, we get a safety car. Because if we get a safety car, that's all it is, isn't it? Because if you don't get a safety car, it's a bad.
But this is what they were saying.
They got red flag. The race postponed.
But see, this is what they were saying on the radio. This is Verstappen's, Ocon's and Gasly's point of view was like, yes, okay, we're going to get a red flag here because the conditions are like that. That's why they stuck it out. But Norris didn't. They boxed him straight away. And instead of him going, no, I'm going to stay out because there will be a red flag. This is what I'm saying. There's no luck about it. It was raining like torrential downpour. Like, you saw it yourself. It was like literally the rivers had overflown Sao Paulo. Do you know what I mean? So a red flag was always inevitable with that many rookies on the grid as well. And yeah, I think experience more than luck. That's what I got to say about it. Experience had a lot to play in it. And I don't think Norris is ready for that yet.
Weather. I think Norris is probably expecting it to be handed to him because he won a couple of races, and now that Max is coming back, I go back to it. Red Bull just let them win the races. They did not want to have an investigation happen into him, and bringing it back to City maybe are just falling off it. So these 115 charges, everybody forgets about it because Liverpool's winning the league. City are falling for the wrong reason, and there is no positive light being shone on City at the minute. Be like, City's done this, Guardiola's done this, Haaland's doing this, instead of City lose 4 games in a row. Pep Guardiola argues with the defender. By the way, very quickly, moving on from F1 back to City, what's Guardiola doing arguing with another defender?
Was he arguing? I thought he was like, being all pally with him. I don't
know. No. So I read it today. Apparently, this is what I read, according to
British
a lip reader,
yeah.
The British media, apparently saying, why are you being a crybaby? Why did you go down like that for? Look at you, big man. Nevertheless, have a good game or something like that. And the guy's like, wait, what? Huh?
Wow. Yeah, because that was the Van Hekken one, wasn't it?
Said, Van Hekken. Because it was the Van Hekken and the Haaland situation. If you saw
of course,
falling down and so on. But you don't just stay there, bro. Like one of them.
Yeah, but he always does that, doesn't he? He always does that. Either he compliments or he'll just shit on him.
Like, if the thing is, like, don't shit on him. Like, even if you're going to shit on him. But don't go for a compliment. But don't shit on him. What's that saying?
They won. At the end of the day, he's going to walk. He's going to walk into that dressing room. He's like, "Who gives a fuck about Guardiola? We won."
What did Guardiola say to you? He said to me, "You won the game 2-1."
But I tend to sort of agree with you again without going too much into conspiracy. I tend to agree with you because when you think about it, like he does that. He's done that for the past 3-4 seasons, where it's like, oh, they're not playing so well first half. Like, oh, City, this could be the year they don't win it, and then they go and win it. Do you know what I mean? So again, without going too much into the realms of conspiracy, it could genuinely be something like that. It's a case of, right, we're going to lose 5 games at the beginning of the season, but then afterwards, refs, you do what you need to do. People, higher powers, you do what you need to do. We're going to go win the league, and again, we'll give you X amount of money, whatever it is. So again, this is, I know it sounds very,
but I see what you're saying.
No, but it sounds very basic. I know, and it sounds very, very like nutcase.
Very Italian 90.
Yeah, very Italian 90, very Juventus. Yeah, very Juve style. 05, 06 Juve. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is. And but again, that's just crazy thoughts.
I think
but
it's crazy thoughts, but everybody thought it was crazy thoughts for Juventus, and it happened, and everybody thought it was crazy thought for Barca, and then they came out saying that they paid the referee to suggest a referee for the game, sort of thing. And come on, like when there's so much money being played, there is corruption. We can't be blind to it, but the question is, I guess we'll never find out until it's we're very old. Guardiola's died probably and retired or died, whatever.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we're like,
something comes
City.
out. Yeah.
Michael Oliver did get paid by City.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's clear. Didn't they employ him for some of the Qatari games or something?
They certainly did, yeah.
So, you think people listening think of that, make of that what you will.
Make up your own mind. That's all we say.
Exactly.
We're not making it to make the mind.
Absolutely
We're
not.
just asking you to ask the questions.
Absolutely not. And a great segue to end the podcast, by the way. Speaking of referees, David Coote has been suspended by the PGMOL for comments made against Liverpool and Klopp. So
what is he doing?
Apparently,
I agree with him, but
this was a few years ago, so it wasn't like recent, as in last week or whatever it was. But it was recorded. It came out.
You just don't do that.
I'm gonna go ahead and say thank you to David Coote, because now that he's been caught doing that, I feel like the referees are going to be under a little bit more scrutiny now. They won't have that get out of jail free card, or
But
potentially
you feel like they're just
potentially
going to
could
give
lead to that.
Liverpool the decisions. It's going to lead towards giving Liverpool more decisions.
I don't think
simply
so.
because they want to show that they don't have an agenda against Liverpool.
I mean, well, especially
Or against the big teams, even if it's not Liverpool. Even a broader question is against the big teams, because they always say the big teams get the penalties. If that was Chelsea, it would have been a penalty. If that was Arsenal, it would have been a penalty.
Against
Everton
Arsenal.
didn't get it. Nottingham Forest didn't get it. Ipswich didn't get it, etc. So I don't know. Although what he said is, you think to yourself, cringe. Why is he saying that? Regardless of how drunk you are, you don't make comments about your work and your social life, especially when you're a high-profile referee. But it'll be interesting to see what happens now. Honestly, it'll be interesting to see how the referees are going to act towards the Big Four, the Big Six, the Big Seven, whatever you want to call it.
I don't think anything's going to change, to be honest with you. But I mean, with Liverpool, Liverpool, as you like to refer to them, just a quick thing. Obviously, whilst you mentioned them on the David Coote thing, the penalty that should have been given against them should have been given for Aston Villa for that shirt pull right in the box, and apparently, according to our Liverpool fan friends, he let go in time. Now, I don't know, is that counted on on degrees of fall into the floor in relation to the floor? Do you know what I mean? As in he let go at 47, but if he let go at 45 degree angle, that's it. That would have been a penalty. But he let go just in time. Yeah. Just in time. So, and what was it? Didn't the Aston Villa player, can't remember who it was, didn't they do exactly the same thing, but he got a yellow card? I'm pretty sure that happened. Yeah, because I said that in the group. Yeah, I don't know if he let go in time or not, to be honest, but apparently he didn't. I think he let go at 44
he held
degrees.
Until 45.
Yeah,
45, 44.
That's it. Yeah, he was a goner, mate. You're pushing your luck at that point, bro. Jesus Christ!
This is what I love about football fans. We always seem to justify our own team.
Yeah.
Because I'm I'm listening to them, I'd be like, I'd probably be the same for Chelsea. There's nothing in it, man. Get up, man. There's nothing in it. In reality, I'm like, if that was the other way around, I'd be like, referee, penalty, screaming at the TV. Or
I don't know how
the ref, whoever.
I don't know how much further down he could have gone, to be honest with you. Do you know what I mean? Unless you buried the guy, I don't know what happened there.
Yeah,
I just think I'm not saying that is sort of the Liverpool like you sort of describe them.
Something
but
there.
That's fine.
I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist.
No, that's fine.
I just can't stand
and
Liverpool.
This is why I bring it up.
And all the decisions that they keep getting, and they don't get against them, if that makes sense. Villa being one of them. Chelsea last year with Conor Gallagher. Chelsea this year when we said a penalty and it never was a penalty.
Yeah.
The decision, well, it'll be interesting. I've not watched many Liverpool games, but what I have watched, there've always been a bit of injustice to the other team against Liverpool. Whether it's a decision, a yellow card that should have been a yellow card, and maybe Van Dijk would have been a bit more tamed, or a Robertson or a Trent or somebody, but they never seem to get the yellow card. They never seem to get the penalty against them. I just don't know. Maybe they're letting go at the right time. At 47 degrees, maybe Arne Slot has brought some mathematicians in and be like, you let go now.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
When you hear the klaxon,
you've got to feel that.
Yeah. Go.
So he blindfolds them. He puts them on top of branches, and he's like, right, okay. So when you feel that 45 degree angle, that's when you have to sort of let go, and then that's how they feel like ninjas, aren't they? They're like, he's taught them like ninjas.
Just taught them. That's a little man.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. So I don't know how that works, to be honest. Let go in time. I don't know if that's a thing.
I need somebody to explain that to me, as well. Get in the comments. There's a good segue. Get in the comments. Let us know. Letting go in time. What does that even mean?
Someone please. Because it sounds like a song. I gotta let go in time. Do you know what I mean? It sounds like Back to the Future shit.
But to me, letting go in time would mean it's not a penalty, it's a free kick because he pulled him, but he let go.
Yeah, he let go in time.
Okay, so it's a free kick
yeah.
then. So he's let go before he's entered the box. It's a free kick. But let go in time to not get anything would indicate, okay, we've acknowledged the pull, but we're not acknowledging the fact that it. Well, I don't. I'm confused.
Okay. Hear me out on this, right? It could get calculated on how far the shirt stretches. That's let go in time before the shirt rips. Do you know what I mean? That's how it works. Oh no, mate, your shirt didn't rip. Your shirt didn't rip, mate. So you know what I'm saying? It's definitely not a penalty. That it could be that. It could be on like, that was 12 centimeter stretch, mate. 1 more centimeter, that would have been it. But you let go in time.
You let go
I don't know. I don't know.
Scallywag, you let go. I had my whistle ready, but I saw you let go.
So what if like the player pulls out the guy's chest hair? Does that mean that is let go in time, or is that too much? I don't know what happens there.
I don't know if
that's GBH, right?
That is something going on there. That is something.
Shave your chest, bro.
Yeah. Get it waxed just in case.
Get it waxed. But it's just bizarre, really bizarre thing to say. But we love you, Liverpool fans. I know you're listening. We love you.
Love is
the thing is, they have to stick up for the team, which is fair dues.
They do.
But so Rick, I don't have much else to add, unless obviously you have some crazy things that you want to bring up.
No,
I don't know about.
I felt like we discussed everything for our team, really, mate. Just to recap, we both saw like of the match, cancelled each other out midfield. Talked about Liverpool. We segued into F1 before it comes into Vegas, and which I'll only be watching the highlights, by the way. Not staying awake till 1 a.m. to watch it. Oh, it's a 6 a.m. you said?
6 a.m. start on Sunday. That's the only thing I'll be watching. It's the only thing I'll be watching.
I won't be
even
watching
then.
Not
Probably
on a
even
Sunday.
then.
Not on a
because
Sunday.
obviously the thing is with Now TV, you can always go back. So if you get up at like 8, for example, you can always just go back and watch. So I'm just going to do that if I don't wake up, which again is Sunday.
That's the way forward. That's the way forward.
But Rick, I've got nothing else to add, my friend, and we will be back at some point during the week. And before I do leave, I will leave you with a good watching recommendation, if you are looking.
Go on.
The Day of the Jackal.
The Day of the Jackal.
It's been advertised on Sky Sports.
I have seen it. Yes, I have seen the advert. I'm just waiting for them all to come out so that I can binge.
All 7 are out.
Oh, they're all out?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
finished?
do you have Sky Showcase or like cinema? No, not cinema, because cinema's extra. But like, if you had Sky Showcase, all 7 episodes are out on there. But again, we just get it with the Virgin Media box, so it's like, get in. But you still get adverts, even though we pay for it. We still get adverts, so it's like excellent.
What is the point? Same with Amazon Prime. You pay for Amazon Prime, they're like, pay an extra to get ad free. You're like, I'm already paying.
I had to pay the £2 extra.
Why am I getting ads?
I had to pay the £2 extra, man. I can't stand ads. I can't stand ads. I can't do it. Especially for something like Amazon Prime or Netflix. It's like, no, I'm used to no ads. It's going to be no ads. So
let's hope Netflix don't start with ads.
Well, Netflix do it if you pay for the lower tier. For like the $5.99 to do the ads, which is like fair enough. For $5.99, shit, it's like I can deal with it. I can just go make a cuppa in it.
Yeah.
So it's not really a problem.
But you can't deal with it on Amazon, right?
No, it's too much. It's too much.
Like,
no,
it's
Amazon
too many
Prime.
adverts.
But so if you do get a chance to watch it, Day of the Jackal, watch it because we watched 3 episodes, literally binged 3 episodes yesterday with the wife and just loved it. And
me and the missus are going to find some time to try and get it because obviously it's a bit difficult. You can't really watch it with the kids around.
No, of course.
And once they go to sleep, I'll be honest with you, we're exhausted. I don't know how other listeners are feeling. You can only understand. You can only believe what I'm saying.
I can only understand. Yeah, I don't have the experience, I'm afraid.
But I'm telling you, I'm sure some of the listeners do. But you go to bed, you just think to yourself, I don't want to get back up now. You go try and put them to bed. You're like, why aren't I in bed?
This is why parents say, "God, give me strength." This is it, so you can get the fuck up.
I put my eldest in bed, and before we came live on the pod, and I was so warm, so toasty, and I was like, do you know what? I was this close to messaging, be like, actually, do you know what? We can do it tomorrow. Don't worry about it.
I totally understand it. By the way, I can only understand that. That is the feeling that happens
very soon,
with
my
the
guy.
parents,
You need to start going. So there
you go.
You can know how it feels.
I mean, great. Can't wait for that, mate. Yeah, sleepless nights and the worries and stuff like that. Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Never stops.
Yeah, cannot wait for that, mate. Thanks.
So then, do you know what you do? All that finishes, and you're like, oh, let's go again. Let's have another one because we've enjoyed sleep.
The definition of insanity is doing something over and over again and expecting a different result. And unfortunately, my friend, you have crossed that realm. So
I am so far past that realm.
You have to be. So basically, what we've established at the end of this pod is that you have to be insane to have 2 kids or more. That's basically what we're saying.
It's a blessing. We're not saying that. We're not saying that.
Insanity.
We're not saying that.
In a good way. I don't know if that is such a thing. Yeah.
It's insanity if you're expecting
yeah.
the more kids you have, the more sleep you're going to get. That's insanity because that's not how it works.
Well, there you go. So, I mean, come on, you don't have an extra kid for the extra sleep, do you?
For the extra sleep, no, that's it.
It's like them 2 hours that you had to spare.
That's what we do it for.
The 2 hours that you had to spare, bro, they've just gone. You have literally just deposited them 2 fucking hours.
Now,
gone.
Keir Starmer's increased the child benefit, so we're doing it for that.
Oh, excellent.
We're going to be like that. Our mutual friend, I don't know if you remember him. I won't mention his name, of course, on here, but I remember when we had careers at college. We're like, what do you want to do? And he's like, I'm just going to have a bunch of kids and stay on benefits. And I was like, there's an aspiration. You, my friend, are going places. I don't know what he does now, but I don't even know if he's alive or what. But
look, can I just say, right, it probably takes more effort to do that. Do you know what I mean? To have like 8 kids and sitting around the house all day. I'm sorry, but no, I'd rather be at work.
Yeah,
I need to be at work.
Work is a bit of freedom as well in itself, isn't it? It's like
I'm guessing for you as a parent, I'm guessing you would probably see it that way as well, right? Not as in like, oh, I can't wait to get out, but it's like it's something different. It breaks up the day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, of course. So. And don't get me wrong, weekends and everything else is good, but it's I think as an adult and as a bloke and even as a woman, as a female, you need something to do. And that work, yes, you're going to work, but you have your friendships, you have your social groups at the same time. And you need that. People need to interact with people of similar ages, similar mindsets. You can't just be at home all the time with the kids. As great as they are and you love them, work is important as well.
You sound like an old boss that I used to have, where basically he used to go whenever he sort of like wanted to tell you off. He used to go, listen, so here we've got like a relaxed and a loose policy. Do you know what I mean? That's what you sound like right now.
That's
so
literally
the way
how
I look at that
people
is,
I work at.
yeah, it's like, oh, they're a blessing, they're lovely, but inside you're just like the opposite. It's like but yeah, so that's what it reminded me of, exactly that. And as soon as he said that to me, I was like, damn, I did not see this before, but you are not loose at all, my friend. Okay? Please, I need to be loose the fuck out of here. So.
I love it.
But, right, okay, good. We've gone on long enough, Rick. We're going to get this podcast out for everyone. And if you don't have anything to add, my friend, I will send us out. Do you want to send us out?
No, send us out.
What?
Send us out. I'm just too loose over here, so you just send us out.
You're too loosey over there, bro. You're too loosey over there. Loose sleeve.
Send us out.
You with them loose sleeves and the tea. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. We will catch you on the next one. Until then, stay safe, stay alert. Rick.
Yeah, good night from me, Paul. Why'd you do me like that, bro? Why'd you do me like that?